Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another conversation of Just Be. My name is Agakura B, and I'm here with my friend and amazing colleague, Jen B. And we are really excited to dive into this conversation today. And so go grab your favorite beverage, and if you're cold like me, your favorite blanket as well. And let's chill and chat.
I love that.
Jen, I was thinking. Would you say that there is discrimination against people with ADHD or highly sensitive people? Because,
Mm,
when we say discrimination, we think of certain like how discrimination looks.
yeah.
But when growing up, do you recall feeling like in hindsight, would you say there was discrimination from some people?
Okay, so I'm going to have to look that definition up for us so that we
Yes.
can, you just know. That'd be the ADHD part of me, not my HSP quite yet. But yes, we were talking about it, and in my brain, it automatically pops up that discrimination is against a certain look of person, a certain action, behavior of person, not necessarily their mental processing. But yes, I
Mm.
do now know and have going back and we had a discussion beforehand and I forget what you said. I went, "Oh yeah, I heard that as a kid." And it was a very interesting thing. So discrimination is um this is so crazy. The unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of ethnicity, age, sex, or disability. And as soon as I heard the word disability, it also connected with me. And I don't know if it connected with you because sometimes people treat ADHD as a mental disability when it's not. It's just our brain trying to trigger and figure out how we are supposed to fit. As my saying goes, squiggles in a square world. Like that's what it feels like. And as an HSP, it's the figuring out who am I feeling this and am I
Mm.
feeling it the right way? So it's definitely which
Yeah.
way does it go? So when you mentioned something as being a kid, is I forget what you were saying. You said something along the lines of, oh, she's too sensitive. She can't do that. Or, oh, she'll start to cry if she does that. Or we can't have her come and play because she'll get hurt and then she'll cry. And
Exactly. We
oh,
can't play with her. She's going to start crying. So I remember being excluded from certain games or circles because of my like I would get emotional, but that was enough reason for me not to be, oh, we didn't want to let you know because you would have reacted this way. So um because the title of this episode is Misheard and Misseen.
mhm.
Because when we were thinking of a title, I was like unheard and unseen, and you're like, we are heard, and that is the fact. We are heard and seen, just
Yeah,
that we're used to negative attention. So
yeah,
the fingers pointed at us when we don't fit in, when we
absolutely.
don't react or act the way people expect us to do.
Oh, and you said that, and it made me think spotlight. And everybody wants to be in the spotlight and they want to be seen. But an HSP, for myself, being an HSP and ADHD, I didn't want to be seen. And I don't want to be seen because then the spotlight is on me and people are like, you're not fitting into my square box. Who are you? So that's a whole, yeah. So discrimination does happen in many different ways, not being included, like you said, in games. Um, I think being thought educationally too. I don't know if you ever came across anything like um, reading, and maybe I had more of a difficulty learning spelling. We were taught phonics way back when, and that was hard for my brain to go, I'm supposed to do what with this? And so I ended up learning and memorizing lots of words just so I knew how to spell them instead of learning the different chunks and ways that they do it now. So that was interesting in the educational world too.
Yeah, I was considered the slow child.
To explain,
Um,
you have to explain people. I understand what that means, but just to tell our viewers a little bit more
I
about
needed
that.
I needed longer to do things, but it was usually because I was trying to understand it on more than just one level. I just didn't want to just memorize it, but I think I needed to build a relationship to the things that I was learning. And I
Uh-huh.
was often also, my brain was distracted. It could be distracted by, um, let's say, the yellow shoe straps of the kid in front of me. And
Right.
off I went. Off I went.
Yes. And or you would maybe be distracted by the other kids putting on their coats to
Yes,
go out to recess and you're like, "Oh, I like the coat and I like where are they going to go play?" And you're doing your own little world of that's so cool. You were feeling the excitement of the other kids too, possibly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why. And I think there was a lot. I remember there was once where in my end report it said that I was easily distracted and I don't know, maybe I've also mentioned that in another episode, but my dad was so mad at that sentence because for him it was like, I'm working for you to go to school and then you just can't focus. And I think
Oh,
that that again hurt me because now I needed to prove that that wasn't how it was. I wasn't giggling or poking my neighbor. It was just like I would literally my brain, I would have problems to bring it back to
mhm.
this. If a word was said or something that sent me to
Yeah.
another
Story.
room,
Hmm.
another story, yes.
Another learning place. And wow, I can absolutely relate because of how, once again, I heard you being told you're not fitting into this square box that's expected of you. And way when we were growing up, girls weren't known to have ADHD. It was not something that girls were ever thought had. And so now all of these years later, a lot of us are doing the late in life. We're being diagnosed with it. And I was told I couldn't sit still. I couldn't, because I was a fidget. I would like look at different things and then I would go off into my own thought process. And that's really where it happens. Whereas I've learned to sit still. I've learned to be that quiet. I'm going to do quotes here, good little girl, because I was always
Mhm.
a good little girl. It just was society expected us to be quiet, not seen, not heard. So
Not seen and not heard.
this whole misheard, misseen,
Yes,
it's a break free for us. So I
definitely.
appreciate that. Now I'm going to go back to a question you asked probably in one of our very first episodes is, did you feel that it was different, this type of HSP, neurodivergent discrimination? Do you feel it was different between male and female, or do you feel it was, tell me a little more about that.
Oh, you mean yeah, I do feel that it was more acceptable for boys to be active because
Mhm.
it was like, oh, they're boys. Of course they're doing that. Of course they're getting up. Of course um they're active. While as a girl is like, you have to sit still. And it was also always like commented whenever I remember an uncle of mine saying, because he used to watch me when my mom went for driving lessons. And he was like, you would just sit still in a corner and you were such a good girl. And I was like, what is so normal about a 4-year-old sitting still in a corner? That was because of the conditioning, which is where we
Ah,
also wanted to head in this conversation.
mm,
It was more like I had lived the consequences
right,
of being active because my nature was actually to get up and explore the room and so on and so forth. But you only do that as so many times until you realize, okay, it's getting me into trouble.
right. And it's affecting one of the biggest needs of a human is to belong and to be loved, like some of those big needs. And as a small child, and why we're talking about this is because we've learned in our coaching programs how deep this goes and reprograms us as children that certain behaviors, when they're learned, create programming that hinders us as we get older and we can't figure it out on our own. So we've been able to work together and figure that out. And what I love that is you said, You were such a good girl. You didn't move. And you learned that. I mean, he just reinforced the belief you learned when you were showing that behavior. Just it's,
Yeah.
and I want to celebrate you for recognizing it because
Thank you.
your life is so vibrant and amazing, and I'm glad you've celebrated who you are these days.
Thank you. And what's interesting is because I've realized that in the past, so mainly I've taught adults when I teach languages, but I've also taught children. And I realized that I used to sometimes be jealous when little girls were just being themselves and just like, and the parents were like being okay with that, like seeing those interactions. And I was like, hold on, not, something is up here because I'm an adult and I'm literally feeling jealous.
Mm,
And then I realized, yeah, that's because in that moment watching them, I
mm.
was a little girl again who was actually going to get punished for doing that. So instead of thinking, oh, how cool is that? Something in me was actually jealous.
Oh, yeah. I like that you had both, though. You were celebrating and
Celebrating and
yes.
maybe now that you're saying it, it wasn't jealous, it was like more grieving, like, oh wow.
Oh, yes. When you're talking about it, I was going to observe, I didn't hear jealousy. I heard nervousness for that child because there could be a potential correction. And also, yes, the grieving because you didn't quite
Yeah.
get that freedom.
And then being like, I wish I had had that.
Ah,
Like the parents cheering for me
yeah.
climbing a tree or just
Yes.
being wild and yeah.
To our viewers, if any of you are relating to this or have your own story or experience, please put it in the comments so we can see you and hear you and be the connection for you of who you truly are reaching out to be. You said climbing. Oh my goodness, my friend. Climbing was my nemesis. I would climb anything. And I hear it to this day. I hear the correction to this day from family. You would climb a roof. I found you on the garage roof. You climbed the highest tree, and then we had to figure out how to get. I was the adventure person.
Me too.
Not my brother. Me. So it's truly, I think that was my way of breaking out of expectations.
Yeah.
And it could be an early um, way of me showing I don't process things normally like everybody else. I think things through. I have adventure. I want to have this, and I
Mhm.
can see myself all the way up. I saw the pattern going up the tree, so I could follow it, and I knew
Yes.
to put it all together and get back down safely. I could see it, whereas other people couldn't. They just saw this little child climbing up high things, and then
Mm.
hmm, giving my parents
Right.
heart attacks. Yeah, that probably wasn't really a good thing as a little kid.
I wouldn't even I would arrive at the top and be like, "Oh,
Like I just want to go.
so you were being like Hansel and Gretel. You were actually leaving
I
breadcrumbs so you
well,
could find
I
your
can
way back."
see a pattern, and that's probably why I love puzzles. That's probably like, and I know in the future we're going to talk about personality quizzes, but one of my top strengths is I am, um, I am in oh my gosh, I forget the word right now all of a sudden, but it's a person who can, I'm a ranger. An arranger is those, I can see puzzles, I can do Tetris, I can pack a car like nobody's business. I can be put into a new place and quickly look at a map and know which way to go, different places. So I can see the pattern and the structure of things. So probably as a kid, I was like, I can get up that tree. I can get down the tree. It just,
That's amazing. And then having others underestimate that, right?
yes. And shame it and guilt it because of their fear, which I
Mhm.
understand was for my safety and my health and all of I understand that for love. And I'm able to process it now as an adult and go, oh, I am allowed to be adventurous and it's for me.
It's for
So,
you.
and as a
Yeah.
little kid, we weren't taught to be who we could be for us. We had to be
Hmm.
sit in a quiet corner and color. Uh,
Yes.
It does make me sad for our littles.
Hmm. Yes. Me too. Me too.
But as an adult, we'll celebrate that and bring us further out. So, what are some things that society right now also programs us as? I want to bring us back to that part of the conversation
Hmm.
because you were getting into some good stuff right there. So, oh, you're a little girl, you're a good little girl. What's another? Or she's too sensitive, she'll cry. Um,
Yes.
can you think of other ways, even now? I mean, I know this is a very trendy
Oh,
topic.
the emotional. Oh, don't get too emotional. Like someone wants to tell you something and is like, but don't get too emotional. Or I knew you would get. So it's like
Yeah.
being shut down while being you.
Yes. Hmm.
That
Um,
that one. That's one that I can think of. Oh, I knew you would react like that. Well, yeah, that's me.
yeah. I mean, if you
And
read
I knew you would say that. So, um, I think there's still a
that.
lot of conditioning and a lot of manipulation, as in, this is how I want you to be. So
Yes.
I'm going to try and shame you for being how
Yes.
you are so that you can come back into my corner and play the game the way I want to
I
play.
want you to play it. Yes. Yes. Oh, so, oh, you're so bright and loud and just so great, but you might want to bring it down a bit. Like
Mhm.
sometimes, if I'm too much for some people, then they're not my people, I think is the quote that's out there. And okay, I get that. And you were saying, oh, you're too emotional. So am I supposed to be emotional or not? And we were having this discussion ahead of time where certain people can go to rage really fast.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
that's not who I am. And I think is that maybe that's an HSP type of side effect. I'm a little more gentle because I don't want to
Mm.
feel or hurt the other person and I don't want my emotions to be out of control. And then I'm asked, why are you so nice?
Mm.
And I was telling you, my comeback is, would you rather I was a witch? But that was with the B word. You just,
A witch would be.
witch with a B. And they're like, oh, no, no. So they can't have everything, but they want you to be everything they expect, which is not you.
And then I don't know about you, but what I've realized about me is that um, when I notice that people misread me and think, oh, we can do that with her because she's always so quiet, actually, these are the times where I have pulled out of connections any further,
Yeah.
without any alert, as in just stop picking up the phone until they
Yeah.
got tired because I was like, this has gone too far. So my way of banging my fist on the table is I will just stop talking to you.
Yes.
Because but then it's also because I've learned that when I try to explain what upset me, and I realize I'm getting really upset talking about this, you're going to tell me that it's all me because why do I even have to always get upset about that? So it's you throw me a ball and then you want to control how I catch it. And if I catch it, like you
Mm,
control how you act and you want to control how I act. And that's when I've
beautiful.
realized that,
Mhm.
especially being highly sensitive, it's like, no, 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 no. You can be the way you are, but don't
Right.
try to control and don't tell me how long it should take me to get back to.
Right. Or what you're feeling is wrong, or
Mhm.
they didn't mean to say it, and I shouldn't have taken it that way. And no, I have my thing, and you said it, and this is how I'm feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah, or the and not because we're doing the and the whole I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry because that discontinues like the whole connection completely. I don't feel like you're sorry. Do you ever feel like you can tell if the person's sorry or not because you're like, that didn't feel like you were sorry?
It's the I'm sorry and now forget it.
Yes. I'm like, no, mm-mm. Or I'm sorry I did that, but then 10 minutes later they do it again. Oh, I'm sorry I did that. That's called manipulation. If you keep saying you're sorry,
Yes,
but your behavior doesn't change.
it's manipulation. Yes. And I think that people like highly sensitive people, they I think one of the people we tend to attract are manipulative characters because at the beginning we allow. And I
Yeah.
think it's so important, um, maybe also for those of you listening or watching, to allow yourself to disconnect from manipulative characters and to, I mean, we have this intuition, so you do know when someone is being
You
manipulative. We
feel
we
it.
are, we notice that.
Right.
So allow yourself to be like, I don't want to be in your circle.
Nice. And both Agakor and I have come to places in relationships, we've discussed this offline a bit, where we've just said that doesn't work for me anymore, and it's okay.
Yes.
As HSPs, and also as a ADHD, the people pleasing is a very strong trait. It's how we figured out how to survive in our world growing up. And it's okay to be selfish and look at yourself and take care of you in a very healthy way.
Yes.
I'll put it that way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, just
And look for maybe that one person in your circle that will help you with that, that you can be accountable to. Take your time. Things that I don't do anymore is sometimes just reply messages when they come in, especially from manipulative people, because they've thought their scheme through. So I
mhm.
take your time. Don't think you have to respond now. Do these kinds of things like just don't be on your phone. Just say, oh, I just saw them, like, didn't
Right.
I just saw the message,
Right.
you know? Um, it's there's so many things that you can do that will be like small enough steps that don't overwhelm you,
Yes, I
but
was just saying that.
still um contribute towards you're protecting yourself.
Right. Your growth. Yes.
Yes.
So, um, I'm going to piggyback on that because it is notice. Just notice how it feels. If that person's name comes up, does it trigger something? Are you feeling like a, oh, or, oh, I want to talk to that person? Are they sunshine or are they the storm? And you get to decide. And then deciding, you also get to notice, did I feel guilty that I didn't respond? Do I feel happy and relieved I didn't respond? Where's your energy? It's just noticing. And that's the first beginning steps. And then just taking it from there, like Gagakura was saying, just start building on the cycle that you want for you. It's never
Yeah.
too late. There's never judgment of right or wrong, just what's right for you. Like we're
Mhm.
not telling you this is right for you and this is wrong for you. We're hoping you find what works for you.
What works for you? Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's leave you with some fun things, a little bit lighter. Things that both Agakor and I do when we notice these feelings, things to just help us reset when society tries to program us or make us feel unseen or unheard. And Agakura, what are some things when I say those words to you that you remember that you do for yourself?
Mm, I have a very vivid inner world, so I'll just go and start creating my own stories.
Okay.
Um, I will read stories that brighten me up or cheer me up.
Yeah.
Um, I will just sometimes just take time and lie down and rest and be like, I'm just going to be. I'm not being heard. I'm being misheard or misseen. So I'm just going to take a break from the world.
Oh, I love that. Take a break. I'm writing it down. Take a break from the
Yes.
world in a very soft way, it sounds like from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also knowing this is my cave. You can't get into that.
Right. Right. Oh, and there's permission. Remember we talked, I think, last time where we always felt we had to earn the permission to have time off, to take the break.
Yes.
And we've gotten to the points where the two of us have said, I recognize I need a break. And it
Mhm.
could be a 30-minute, it can be a 10-minute, it could be a 2-minute or a 30-second. Um, I love how you said you watch movies. I will jump into movies, but I avoid high intensity, high energy movies because I can feel them and anything If I know there's a sad part that people are like, bring your tissues, I probably won't watch it unless I'm in the right mindset for
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Comedies, sometimes children's movies like animated, like the Moanas that are out there and the different Disney and type things just for fun,
Mystery
like,
series.
yes, like just
I love those ones.
fun things. I love
Yes.
there's when we talked about it's Murder is My Life. It's a funny, well, it's not, it's lightweight series. I love books that I can get into and just focus. Um, I love to take a break from the world. That's really what I call a crochet. So I'm in the process of teaching myself to make this cute little project. I will share it when it's done in another little bit, but it's really fun because my brain kind of goes into its world, like you said, and my hands stay busy
Stay
creating.
busy. Exactly.
So whatever works for you, share it in the comments. We would love to hear it. There's time I do yoga. Shavasana is the where you just are pronated out flat on your back and you just kind of just zone out. For an ADHD mind like mine, that's very hard. So I really can sometimes have to stay in child's pose so my head's down and not looking up into all the energy in the world. Go for a walk in nature is my reset. Uh, there's a bunch of different things. So just knowing who you are and your HSP, HSP, ADHD, your recipe is your success.
Yeah. And I love the way that it's also different. Like, I really relate to sometimes when you're in a certain position, you all of a sudden, like, it's like, okay, this is supposed to relax, but I'm
I
actually
can't do it.
I'm
Yeah. They're like, oh,
actually
let's
thinking of
meditate. I
so
went,
many
oh,
things.
really? I can, okay, this is me meditating because it closes the
Yes,
world and I can meditate. But yes,
exactly.
so um, we definitely look
Just on
forward.
a fun note, it has nothing to do with what we've talked about, but are you also one of the people, like, if we're sitting in a cafe and I'll tell you, Jen, don't turn around, but okay,
I will pull up my phone and go, who's behind me? I'll figure out a way to see it, but then I'll be very careful and I won't turn around right then. I'll log in what you're saying, but I have to
okay,
really focus what you're saying, and then I will somehow casually get to it within five
casually,
minutes
okay,
and then come back and go, what was I supposed to look at? Like I will forget because I'll be like, wait, I'm supposed to not look. Now I'm supposed to remember this information. Now I'm going to look. What was I supposed to remember? Like, it was
okay, because I'm don't look and my head goes like this. I mean,
so
it's
in a
insane.
minute, you can look behind you. Like, so knowing that, yeah, we'll preface it that way.
Right.
Well, come back. We've got lots we're going to discuss. This New Year's
Yes.
2025, the saying New Year, New You. No, you're the same you, the same great you. Lots of growth, new journeys are ahead, new
New
adventures.
journey.
So we look forward to having you join us, like, subscribe, come on back with your favorite beverage and a warm blanket if it's that time of year, or a fan if it's that time of year and you need to cool
If
off.
it's that time of year, yes,
Or
true.
whatever's happening in
True.
life right now. So we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for joining us at Just Be, and
Just be and take care.
bye, everybody.
Bye.